So this video here is actually from the second half of the day after we picked up Perch Slayer and his mom. If you guys haven't checked out that video, please do me a favor, go check it out in the corner up here. It's probably one of my favorite videos that I've posted this year, maybe one of my favorite videos in the past couple of years. And that's something that I would encourage you guys to do. If you guys see a kid fishing from the bank, if you guys see someone fishing from the bank and you know there's some quick, easy fish to be caught and you have a couple hours to spare, it was probably one of the coolest experiences that I've personally had on the water. So I would definitely encourage you guys to go out there and do that because it could be something that could change a kid's life. So in this video here, what you're about to see is kind of us run a bunch of different things. Our mantra for today was just go fishing. Don't go out there with any preconceived notions, just kind of run a bunch of different stuff and check where these fish might be. If you watch the video with Perch Slayer, we fished that pier that came right out of the river mouth and we caught a bunch of fish there, so we knew there were fish starting to move shallow. So what we did first is had to go check some of my waypoints out deep. In the intro in that video, I talked about deep fishing, I talked about drop shotting, so that was still in the back of my mind, even though I knew some fish were starting to push shallow, up into the cuts, up into the rivers. So we went out and checked my deep stuff, started out drop shotting, ended up catching some pretty good fish, which you guys are about to see right here.
They're here. There they are. See the bait? There's a fish right on the backside of that boulder.
Oh my God.
They're here. One of my favorite bites of the year. That's spaghetti. That's spaghetti. I don't think it's very big spaghetti, but that's some sort of spaghetti. There's one. That's a good one. That's a big one. I got him. Yeah. Oh, dude, eating perch. He just spit one up. Oh, that's a big one. Uh-huh. Come on. Hell yeah, brother. That's a big one.
Yeah, it is. Might have to set that one in the box for a minute.
That's a beautiful fish.
5-pounder, dude.
Uh-huh. That is a good one, man. I'm gonna put him on the scale. It's about 4 1/4. No. This is my favorite bite of the year. Zeros. Oh, just a 4-pounder. 392. 392. Thank you, fish. Hi, buddy. That is so awesome. So I'm just fishing a little flatworm on this drop shot. 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce weight, depending on what I feel I need to get down there. Right now I'm just fishing a 3/8 because there's not a ton of wind or waves. And then I'm fishing it on that TFO 7-1 medium light. They call it a fast. It's more of a moderate fast and it's more of a medium. And I really like that for drop shotting because it kind of lets those fish play themselves out versus me having to really fight them and like horse them to the boat. Although I do like to kind of rush them to the boat so that way they have less of a chance of coming off. Then I have it on a Abu Zeta 30 size reel. I like that 30. Is a higher speed gear ratio, 6:2 to 1. So the line comes off easier, picks up line faster. And I thought I almost got bit. There's a lot of fish here.
So unfortunately, that drop shot bite didn't pan out for us. It was one of those things where those fish were starting to move shallow. They were kind of in that transitional phase where they were probably on those waypoints between the deep stuff and the shallow stuff. So we ended up abandoning that pretty early. We caught a couple small fish other than that 4-pounder, and then we decided to make that move up shallow. We were fishing some shallow grass patches, some shallow areas where there was grass, rock mixture, a little bit of humps where these fish should be pushing up to chase bait fish for the fall.
Well, we've just kind of been fishing through today. We caught a bunch of fish. We probably caught, what, dude, 30 fish today?
I'd say so.
We've caught a lot of fish today, but we really didn't have anything dialed in. We came out, we fished that break wall with Troy and his mom, caught a bunch of fish there, went deep, caught a couple fish, and then we made a decision. The sun came out, the weather kind of slicked off just a little bit, and we started catching some fish out of the shallow grass. So we're just gonna keep running this thing. I mean, really having no plan has worked out well for us today. Just having some fun, just going fishing, looking at some brand new water, catching some fish. Hopefully we'll have another big one to show you guys. I jumped off a pretty good one, and then I caught that 3 1/4 on the drop shot. But yeah, we're just gonna keep fishing. This is what we're looking at right now. And milfoil. That's a bad one too.
That's a giant. Get the freaking net, not the camera. That's a big one.
It's not that big of a fish. Just a solid
kidding
one.
me?
Just a solid one.
It's a solid 4.5. Dude, I set the hook and I'm like, oh, he's buried in the grass. Maybe not.
Here, you get the net yourself, bud.
That's fine. Get your shot. Ooh, he's coming. Where
He's
is he
right
at?
there.
Oh! I tried too hard. I should have let him have that one more dig.
Oh.
That was a good one. I mean, we got plenty more water like that to run, so.
Dude, you look good.
Thank you.
So we're just gonna keep fishing, and that's pretty much how the day's been going. Having fun, really nothing serious, and just catching fish.
You probably got a really good shot of that jump right by the bow, didn't you?
I think so.
Yeah, they're like on this offshore edge of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Hey,
you want me to hold the camera or do you want me to get the net? Oh. Yeah, I guess.
That's a smallmouth. It's a big one.
It doesn't jump.
I know, that's why I'm nervous that it's not a smallmouth. What is that?
It might be. Do that. I think that's a smallie. I think that's a smallmouth. He looked really.
No, it's a catfish.
Oh, dude.
I love these. Don't you love catfish?
I do want to keep that too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've
really.
been wanting to try them.
That's all you, bud. Hell yeah, dude. The dredger catches everything. Good work, dude.
Good work out of you.
Good work, buddy. Whew. That was sweet.
Get you shaking a little?
Uh-huh.
So the bait that I was throwing to fish these grass patches is this Berkeley Dredger 14.5 in the yellow perch, or the true HD yellow perch color. I really like this bait because it's a smaller profile for a 15-foot diving crankbait, which makes it really nice for smallmouth fishing because those smallmouth, by nature, have a smaller mouth, so using a smaller bait is going to get you a couple more bites. You can also catch those smaller fish on this. This doesn't have to be just a big fish technique, which a lot of people assume when you're cranking for smallies, they're all going to be big. But this crankbait will catch giants. It'll catch really, really big ones, but it'll also catch those middle of the road or smaller size fish. It's a smaller profile bait, still dives deep, and comes through the grass actually relatively nicely. Because the bill on this bait is pretty narrow and small, you can basically fish it slowly through the grass, tick the top of the grass, which is what I was doing in this video, and then pop it free. And a lot of times when you pop that bait free, that's when you get the bites.
I can smell that pike on you.
Mm-hmm. There's one. Gosh, dude, that is so much fun. That's a little smallie.
Yeah.
Eating perch out of that grass.
Most definitely.
That is so much fun. Go from pike to perch to walleye to catfish. Thanks, fish. That's a little dredger, man. That's 14.5-foot diving perch colored dredger. Smashing it. Man, I'm getting bit on every cast right now.
I'm gonna pick up that crankbait.
Because I crank it down to depth,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of
Hits the top of the grass.
very slowly reel it in.
That pole.
I'm not even pulling, I just let it hit the grass and just hold it. Oh, that was just grass. Okay.
If you guys watch really closely to my hands and what I'm actually doing with this crankbait, you're going to get a feel for how I was retrieving this bait. Instead of just steady cranking this, I was throwing a couple hard cranks to get that bait to dive deep, and then just slowly winding this bait, kind of letting it get down but creep above the grass. And every time I'd feel it get hung or hit the grass, I'd stop my retrieve, which would cause that bait to float up a little bit, or I'd pop my rod tip. And when I do that, my bait would pop free from that grass. That's when I get a lot of my bites. So the rod that I was throwing with this is the Tactical Glass Rod 7.4 medium heavy. And this is a rod I've fished a ton this year. It's coming out in October, but it's a phenomenal medium diving crankbait rod, chatterbait, or lipless rod. And the reason I like this is because it's a composite. So that means it's 60% graphite, 40% glass. So it's going to have a little bit more give than your standard graphite cranking rod. And that's going to make this perfect for when those fish are short striking your bait, when they're not really getting it good. It's going to give that fish the ability to eat your bait a little bit better, but also the rod's going to be softer and more forgiving. So when those fish are fighting really, really hard, maybe just on that back treble hook, you can fight that fish a lot more efficiently and get them into the boat. The reel I was using is a medium speed gear ratio reel. This is a 6:4 with 14-pound test fluorocarbon. Again, if you guys watch my 5 baits for the fall video, you know that I like to crank on 14-pound test. I don't need to get this bait down to 15 feet yet, so running 14-pound test gives me the confidence that I need that when I hook that fish in the grass or when I hook it around cover, I'm not going to break that fish off. So a little bit heavier line than what I might normally crank with, but when I'm fishing around grass, when I'm fishing around that shallower cover, whether it's grass or rock or whatever it might be, using 14-pound test is just a little bit more assurance than fishing 10 or 12, which I might normally crank with. So that's it. Caught a ton of fish shallow. Kind of went against the notion that we had going out there that these fish were going to be deep. But that's what's really nice about going out with just this mindset of just go fishing. Just go let those fish tell you what they're doing, kind of be willing to run a bunch of waypoints and check a bunch of different stuff. You can have a phenomenal day on the water. This was one of my favorite days on the water so far with Dirds. We went out and smashed some fish. No real giants, but kind of got the feel for running a bunch of different waypoints and checking different things, and hopefully figured out some stuff that we can implement this fall. How was the end of the day?
It was pretty fun. We ruffled some feathers, we caught some fish. All in all, not much more you can ask for. Good day.
It was a good day. We caught like 50 to 100 fish. We caught so many insane numbers of fish. Finished out the day right at the mouth of the marina. People were not happy. 4 or 5 people got real mad. Roid Rage Dude got super mad. None of it's on camera because I don't think it's really appropriate for me to put that on camera because I'm pretty sure most of those people were drunk out of their minds. But that's all. Ended up the video, drop shot, crankbait, Berkeley Max Scent, Berkeley Dredger, smallmouth bass, a lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button down below. As always, thank you guys for watching. Take care, Tidelines. God bless. Pursue your passion.
Stop trying to have a good time.